Testing. Okay, welcome to episode 14 of The Sims 4 Cosmetology School story, featuring both The Sims 4 and American Truck Simulator. We are once again doing some truck driving in American Truck Simulator. Let me get my webcam on. This is going to be a quick episode. Hopefully I get a quick load. Because I got to work at 7 a.m., so I only got like an hour to do something here. So let me get this stuff entered in here. Hopefully Streamlabs is working. Mainly, I'm doing this quick one because I've got an update for those who are following my situation with trying to get a job. And things have definitely taken a turn. Things did not go the way that they were going to go. You know, or at least not the way I did not get the job. You know, apparently I have too many needs that they can't address, is the gist of it. However, I've made some more posts today, and I've already got a couple of possibles lined up. So let's get this going here, because I gotta hurry up and do it. Oop, pulling on my cord. You know, there's... I made a post, and it's like, this time people were actually seeing it. A little bit different than the one you know... Anyway, it's places I didn't post the other day because I wasn't a member of them until all of a sudden, like, Facebook suggested them. A couple more Michigan area ones. But tomorrow I'm going to go meet with at one salon that's kind of just down the road from where I work. It's kind of halfway between here and out towards my clientele. It's like basically like a mile south of where my suite was a year ago. So I know that some people will come that far at least. But it's actually it's a salon instead of the suite. It's just a small one, kind of like I was at. I don't know what it looks like inside yet, because it's one of these that doesn't have a Facebook page, and so I will have to make it known if I get in there. Alright, when we left off yesterday, I expanded the thing and got another truck, because I want to buy these kind of trucks when they're used. I like that idea of starting my fleet out that way. So, I mean, I don't have a problem buying those either, but I'm trying to buy I'm trying to buy this kind, but not paying that much for it. In the meantime, let's get a job, because I gotta hurry this up. external contract. Where are we at? We're currently in Lafayette. Hopefully we don't have the buffering today, because I stopped yesterday because of the stupid buffering. I ended up staying up like a couple more hours after that, but I wasn't gonna play around with the buffering. I tell you what, though, I'm soaking my feet again in this Listerine and vinegar and water stuff, and I tell you what, that really did soften up my feet yesterday a whole lot. So I'm doing it again because I want the full Monty. Raw milk to Del Rio, Davenport, ice cream to DeRitter. Let's just grab that because we're already right near there. And it's tandem, so we're not going to have to worry about the fancy parking. We got plenty of time on the sleep meter. So I guess from now on, I'm gonna try not to sleep unless it's telling me to sleep, because I've had enough. If anything, I'll take a job and get rid of it, and see if the jobs refresh. But yeah, I'm sorry to say that I will not be working at Ulta, and I didn't bother asking her if she meant like all the area ones or just her location, because I'm assuming she talked to the area person. But basically the problem is I said too many things about my experience level, and that led to them, not wanting to. She's not a stylist, so she can't train me or anything if I needed help. And there's basically they've got there's too many times that I would be alone, and if that's the case, why am I bothering? If I'm going to be alone, I might as well just be alone where I want to be, and not have to worry about, corporate walk-ins. It's one thing to have a walk-in, but I don't want to deal with corporate, because people people come into the grocery store and complain, even if it's our policy to do what I said, corporate is still gonna talk to the customer like, oh, I'm sorry that happened, we'll take care of that. We're sorry that he told you we were out of stuff. Even though it's like it would be their fault that we were out of it. Yeah. I was a little, it was about, I don't know, like 5 o'clock or so when I finally got the message from her today. And I went in the back room, the cooler, with my coworker, and I'm like, well, I'm either about to get my bonus or a Jelly of the Month club. And then I got the unfortunately blah 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 blah, and I'm like, damn it, I don't even get the frickin' jelly. I'd at least like the jelly. I've already decided that no matter what, one way or another, I'm getting behind a chair. One way or another, I'm doing it. I got a little bit of money saved up at the moment, and with the credit card helping out, I have options. I gotta figure out what I want to do and do it. Hey! You were letting me over, let me over. Are you letting me over or not? I'm getting too old to just not do anything. I need the money. One way or another, I need the money. I cannot just work at the grocery store. It has to happen. And if I have to, whatever I get from there, I'll put it in a pool and a little banky thing. And if somebody complains or something that I'm doing it, well, here's all the money I'm making from that. Do with it what you want, but I'm going to work behind the chair. In fact, that sounds like a good idea. I'm just gonna, whatever I'm getting from that, set it aside. It's either gonna be my fund for getting a place or for doing that. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. One thing about chair rental is, as long as I'm paying my money, they can't tell me who I have to be. If there's a contract, well then I follow the contract, but they can't tell me how to dress or look as long as I'm looking at least decent. Where I can be me, though. I'm sick and tired of not being me. Hey, I was just telling the audience that I didn't get the Ulta job, so now I'm looking at my other options to get back behind a chair to do hairdressing. I've already got a couple of prospects. I'm possibly going to go visit one tomorrow, if I didn't mess it up. And then there's a salon that it's called Cookie Cutters, that does kids haircuts. It's a little bit far, but if all else fails, I'll see about getting a job there. At least now I've got some kids' haircuts on my resume from the past 12 years. So it's just they do a lot of things there that I haven't done. All the fancy like when you get a buzz cut and they're doing all them designs and stuff, and it's like, no, I haven't really done that stuff. If I go to do those, it's going to be whatever I make. But the thing is, I want to do women's haircuts, and it's like they do offer for mom to get her haircut, but it's like you got to have some well-behaved kids. You got to have well-behaved kids in order for that to happen, unless mom's getting hers done at the same time as the kids, because by the time the kids are done, they're not going to want to wait for mom to get hers done, unless they're older kids. the lady contacted me, so that's, you know, any of these places that actually contact me, it at least puts them on my radar as, hey, they at least reached out to me. So I don't take that lightly. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I'm paying attention to that page. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to look at her profile. One second, I'm looking at my Facebook real quick. Making sure nobody's contacting me that I'm not getting. You're on that road, so that's nearby. Well, I'm 50 years old. It's always been like a curiosity thing since I was young. Well, let's put it this way. When I was 5 years old, I had there was a 3-year-old girl that moved in 2 doors down. And I'd go over her place and we'd be playing dolls. And our jobs would be, well, we had the high chair, so it's like, okay, well, we're hairdressers. And, you know, it's like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was trying to put rubber bands in the hair. And we had, she had a record player, a toy record player that would play real records. She had the Sesame Street album. She had Puff the Magic Dragon by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And she had the Culture Club album with Karma Chameleon on it. And we'd be playing that. Now, this is like early 80s, when that was like new. And, I hated getting haircuts. It's like, because it would give me unwanted attention at school when I already had unwanted attention. But what was weird is, you know, like, before I met her anyway, or I don't know what the hell was in my mind, but it was like when some girl would come to school and be like, she got some sort of haircut, and I'm like, wait a minute, girls get haircuts? I thought they just had long hair. Just a weird thing, but as somebody who was picked on and all that, and not really, I couldn't really say anything to my family about wanting to do that stuff, so I kept it to myself. I didn't even try until I was 24, after I had gotten online, or not 24. Well, I got on the internet in 1998 when I was 22. And then after a while I started finding some forums and sites to talk about hair care, and ran a few on Yahoo and whatnot. And this in 2000, a instructor from Texas, I'm in Michigan, was in one of the groups, and so I started asking her questions about, you know, like, what's it like to go to school? What do you have to learn? Do you have to learn nails? Do you have to learn waxing? Because you either become a barber or you become a cosmetologist. And there's differences, but if you become a cosmetologist, you have to do all of it. You can't just do hair. I mean, at least with the license, you have to learn all of it. After you graduate and get your license, you don't have to do it all, but you have to learn it all. Anyway, with her, she sent me a textbook for free, and these things back then would cost like $50 or more, and she just sent me one. Oddly enough, it's the same book, or the same image on the thumbnail. I recently bought that one, but it's the same book that she had sent me years ago. I just bought a new one from eBay. But, so I went and tried school, and I got halfway, but it was the wrong school, I wasn't ready, blah, 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 blah. So I got 800 out of 1,500 hours for my state. Did nothing for several years. Ended up at the grocery store. Then 4 years later, a coworker came up to me and said, "You went to beauty school, didn't you? You want to come to my Arbonne beauty products party?" And at first I said no. And then the next day I said, I'm like, she Facebook friended me. She's asking for help. I'm going to go help her. I'm going to go to her party. And at the same time, some things were happening at the grocery store making me not want to work there anymore. And it's like, I'm going back to school. So I went back to school and quit the grocery store and went to her party and bought stuff. Oddly enough, I'm soaking my feet right now. One of the first things I bought from her party was foot scrub. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I bought the foot scrub and I bought like some salts for soaking my feet, or some sort of stuff for soaking. But I got through school, got my license. I've had it since I'm renewing it in August for it'll be 12 years. But the problem is, I'm not one of the girls. I'm kind of, I mean, I've got long hair. I look like this. A lot of times I let the facial hair grow. I'm not one of the girls. I'm not going to look cute in a dress. So, in order to work in a salon, it's like I have to rent a chair so that I can make my own rules. Otherwise, they want me to look like Brad Pitt or something because they're selling $50 haircuts. Like, screw you and your $50 haircuts. You ain't got to cut my hair to sell your damn haircuts. Well, they're getting there. I mean, even the chain places are now up to like $25, so I know what I'll be charging. I'm not out to gouge people. That's the main problem with me trying to get into a regular place is the ones that are still wanting me to do their hair, even though it's been over a year or more, are they're used to me letting them pay barely anything for getting all kinds of hair color. And it's like, if I get into a place where it's regular prices, like $200, the only way they're going to get it that way is if I pay for it. It's like if I rent a chair, I can make my prices. But if I'm getting paid, then the way it works is I got to get like half of that money, and then the salon's got to get half of that money. So if it's a $50 haircut and I'm getting paid by the salon, well, okay, well, that's like I'm getting $25. I might as well just charge you $25 on my own and not let the salon get any. Or if you're going to pay that $50, just give me the $50. Don't let the salon get it. But I came from the long hair forums, like long hair community, and it's like I've been on there since like when they first started, and a lot of people cut their own hair. My hair, the longest I let it get is to my tailbone. So that's what, when I say I've got long hair, that's what I mean. And I'm not cutting it for anybody. I've been growing this hair off and on since 1995. I'm not going to just up and cut it for the wrong person. The last thing I'm going to do is cut it for a salon, and then all of a sudden, like a week later, they're nitpicking something else and I want to quit. It's like, no, you didn't earn me cutting my hair. You will treat me right. I will have at least a year in your place, doing things, learning something. Then maybe when I feel like cutting my hair, it'll happen. I was 18 the last time I had short hair. I'm 50. That's more than half my life it's been below my shoulders. It's long enough to where I'm always wearing a ponytail. The other day I just snipped off a bunch of inches. Who cares if it's not the right length or even, because it's in public, it's never out of the ponytail. So, I'm not going to let the wind get at it. But it's my long hair. I want it long so it stays tucked in my shirt. Not necessarily. I don't color it. The only coloring I've ever done is to the tail, and that can be cut off. So, somebody commented on my thing. Let me see what she said. Oxford. Ooh, that's a good location. Oh, hey, we delivered that, so even if I have, I only had time. I only got about another half hour tonight because I got to work at 7. So. All right. No, split it into 2 because then they're more likely to get the message. Because when you do only 1, it doesn't always send to them. You said call you, but you don't have anything on your stuff for Okay, they're looking for renters. Oh, that one's okay. I think I changed locations or something because yeah, yeah, because that's well. Okay, they're up by the Goodwill. There's parking behind it. And then there's another one back there. Yeah, it's nice when they say call me, but there's no way to call them unless I look up all the if you're still here, as far as products go, I'm not really a product pusher myself. At the salon, I used to use Wella Brilliance shampoos on my clients, but they changed it to lime and caviar scent, and I don't really like the new scent. Lately, when I've washed their hair, I was using Matrix Color Last, the pinky looking one, nice floral scent, I think. As for my hair, I used a little bit of that the other day when I took a shower, but I've used all kinds of. I used to like to use the VO5. Yeah. Here, there's the thing. I bought like a little tiny jar of it, like this big, after they changed the scent. And I'm like, okay, lime. Okay, that's like lemon dish soap, only it's lime scented. Except, oh, the caviar makes it smell like it's like if you leave the dish soap overnight to soak dishes, the next day it smells disgusting. And they haven't changed that in like several years. It's like the old one, it had a nice scent, and we had it in school, so I kept using it in the salon because I was a chair renter and I could buy whatever and use whatever. 9 out of 10 of my clients, when I would wash their hair, they'd be like, "Oh, that smells good," and I would try to get some for them because I didn't want them to have to pay. If you buy something on Amazon or in the grocery store and it's supposed to be a professional product and they're charging you like 30 or 40 bucks, I'm only paying half that. So I at least was trying to get some and just be like, look, just give me a couple extra dollars here so I make $2 or $3, and but even then, I'm still, a lot of times I was charging more for the shampoo than I was for their haircut or color. It's like, because I was the budget friendly guy. But yeah, everybody was like 9 out of 10. That smells nice. And after about 200 people, I'm like, okay, the 10th person is thinking that it smells nice. They're just not saying anything because they probably think I'm going to try to sell it to them. And if I'd have had some, I might have tried. But they also liked when I would use the Paul Mitchell Skinny Serum for like just smoothing and before you use a hot tool. I really liked that stuff. But again, that's one of those expensive ones where, they'll charge you like 20 bucks for the little bottle and I could pay 12 for the big bottle. But I'm not a product pusher. I tell people, if you find something that works, get a bunch of it before they discontinue it or change it. Because look what happened to me. I like that product. And it was right before, it's like, right about the time when I was able to get some credit cards and I could have stocked up on this stuff and really started selling it to people. No, they changed it. But that's the thing, that, They sit around them tables every month and like, okay, Johnson, what are we doing this month? We're gonna change the shape of the bottle. Okay. Then the next month, what are we doing now? Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna change the size to 15 ounces. Okay. And then the following month, what are we doing now? Okay. Well, we're gonna give them the old 22 ounces back, and we'll just say it's 15% more free. You know, just that's the game. They've got to do something. Them people have jobs. Yeah, so once again, if anybody's joining in at all, I'm not sure if anybody is, but um, I'm going to type that really quick in case. Um, to those interested, I did not get the Ulta job. I'm looking into my options. Really? That's all you can... Haircuts, I really... Most of the time people were getting color, so it was just included. And my color prices when I first started out back in 2015, because I was desperate to get money, was like, okay, $20 for a single color, 30 for two, 40 for three, or 40 and up for three or more. And I didn't charge extra for long hair. And it's like, haircuts was like, okay, $5 for kids, $10 for adults, you know, whatever, and or whatever you can do. Oddly enough, I still have a lady. I'm gonna be doing her hair on Thursday. That I did her hair for coffee. She would bring me a can of coffee or two and some Pop-Tarts. I had a rent. I had a $500 rent I had to make each month. That's all. I was like, I gotta get money. I gotta get them in here. Problem is, sometimes the color didn't go right, and well, I didn't keep that person. But I have a lot of people. I have people that kept coming for years, just not enough. And now that I had to close that salon and then not do very many people's hair for like a year or two while I worked at the grocery store to catch up on the bills. Well, by the time I started my suite 2 years ago, I only had a few people and couldn't get the rest of them in because I had to work full time at the grocery store, and I couldn't quite I couldn't pay for the suite long enough. I couldn't get enough money to keep it open because I was still paying all the other bills. Now I've paid a few bills off, I could try again. And I want to try again. I have to try again. I don't have a choice. The grocery store will not pay enough for me to get my own place. No matter what I do. It just won't. I want to go work there. Totally fits what I've been wanting to do. I want to get in there. Oh, I'm tired of feeling like I can't. If she's asking me to come there, I'm going to go there. All right, I need to respond to her and say, look, I'm trying to... There it is. Okay. Let me try something. I doubt it's going to work, but... Two, 4, 8. Do, do, do. Do, doot. Do, do. Alright, we'll see. Anyway, I've got that at least added into the contacts, so if it does call me back... I don't like calling, but she didn't even leave the damn number, so... Oh, wait, that said call Samantha, so I... Alright, that's her number. So... That... Alright, okay. That's better. Yeah, I don't. It would be pretty special if I did only $10 these days. If anything, I'd probably go with 15 because that's what Great Clips was doing, and now they're up to 25. Or like, hey, give me a 20. I'm okay with it. You got a 20, give me a 20, whether you give me a tip or not. 20 bills are good stuff. The thing that always gets me is the kids' haircuts. I don't like having high priced kids' haircuts. The thing that I think about is, let's say if you've got if you're the type of parent that you're going to take your kid 4 times a year for haircuts, you know, that's like even at $15, that's $60 a year just on haircuts, not including a tip. So chances are you're going to do around Easter. You're going to might do end of summer. You might do back to school, or at least one of those. And then you're going to want to do holiday time. Now, if it's a boy, you might do more than a girl. But if you've got more than one kid, let's say it's holiday time. Well, you're going to go take these kids for haircuts and spend like, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks just for haircuts. That's money you could be getting that kid a gift with. I don't want to be the reason why you're getting that kid one less thing just for the sake of a haircut. I mean, I want to pay my light bill if I ever have one, but I ain't got one yet, so. Alright, we're going to do this because this is where we came from, but we're going to end up at the island. 'Train? We're gonna get a train? No? No train? You're gonna wait till I'm coming out. One second. I'm going to check and see how far that is. Okay, that's a half hour. It's 18 miles. Okay, so you just go up that anyway. Not a problem. What's their hours? That's what I need to know. Okay, they're only closed on Sunday. They're open till... All right, that's cool. I have options with that. Not that it matters though if I'm renting. If I'm renting, you know, screw you. I'll give me a key. I'm open when I want to be. That's the rules with renting though. If you rent a chair, you're supposed to be given a key and you're not supposed to be locked out of the building. That just means the walk-ins ain't supposed to be coming. Whoa, whoa. You know what? I don't care how much that thing costs. I want to give it a try. If they're going to take me, I'm taking it. I want to work there. Tired of feeling like I can't do stuff. I'm just gonna do it, damn it. If they don't mind me coming to work there, I'm gonna go work there. Now, did she respond to one where I said everything? Yes, I did add that stuff in. Yep, I did add that stuff in on there. See that? While sitting here driving my truck, not only do I have one that I'm possibly going to go visit tomorrow, but another one popped up. And this time around, I added in stuff to my, you know, post saying specifically what about me. It's like, look, nobody would hire me back then. I'm still trying to get in. You know, if this is a problem, don't even bother, but, you know, I didn't say it that way, but I gotta get in somewhere. I'm not, I gotta, you know, either I'm gonna get busy dyeing hair or I'm gonna get busy dyeing. Sick and tired of not doing my job. I paid off my student loan and I'm not doing hairdressing. It pisses me off. I'm glad I don't have to pay that no more, but the idea was not to go take out a you know, if I was going to take out a $17,000 loan, you know, at least give me a car or a house or something. You know, heck, I could probably start a store or something for that. And not needed to worry about any kind of special license. Man, what's up with all these stoplights? Alright, I'm gonna go get my coffee warmed up really quick. One way or another, this will be the last load I do tonight, because, like I said, I gotta get to bed. Especially if I'm doing any of this meet and greet stuff, but, how much? Alrighty, thanks for coming by. Here, let's, no, no, it'd be different if it was. Alright, going to Avery Island? Yes, we are. What do you mean foot bath? It's a freaking drawer. Yeah, okay. Stinking drawer. Now that the Ulta thing has subsided, let's talk about the things that I'm glad about with that. I am very, I don't know, the whole looking at myself in the mirror thing has always been a thing. Now, when it's somebody booking me because they want to book me, I'm more apt to be okay looking at them in the mirror and seeing me and all that, especially when, you know, I'm feeling good about things. You know, if somebody new to booking me, maybe I'm being a little nervous. But the thing with Ulta was, you're out there, and when you're not looking straight at your mirror, you're looking like between the stations. You're either going to be looking at the back wall or you're going to be looking out at the store. That means people out on the store would be watching me do hair. I'd be self-conscious about that. It would be bugging me. So I would have had to overcome that. And part of the problem was they don't have enough people to have somebody there with me all the time. I don't want to be working alone in the Ulta salon and have a bunch of ladies watching me do hair, wondering if they're going to get stuck with me if they ask for something. So either they want me to do their hair or they don't, but, you know, when I was in school, if I had to do somebody, if I was doing a facial, and, you know, it was like me and a female, they made sure they put somebody else in that room, because, you know, they needed a chaperone, because I'm alone with somebody. Now, that's, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm glad I didn't get it, because no, I would love to have had that challenge to see how things would have went. But that was also an hour drive, and getting there in the winter is terrible, and I probably would have gotten fired for that, not being able to get there on time. Because it's further than I used to drive anyway. And no matter what way I go to get there, I have to drive hilly, roller coaster-like roads with stoplights all over to get there. It's like, you finally, you know, it's like you try to get stopped, but you got tailgaters right on your butt, not wanting to let you, you know, so you end up going through the damn stoplights. Then you got to get going again. You're trying to get up the damn hill in front of you, and it's like hard to go. Now, I didn't have my current Jeep then. I've got a Jeep Patriot now. I might be having better luck with that, but still, it's still winter. It's still icy. It's not easy, and that's a long drive. And it's a corporate thing. It's one thing when I'm renting a chair, I can just say, hey, to my client, I could pull over and say, hey, I'm going to be a few minutes late. You know, take your time. You know, I don't double book people. So I try to make sure that we both got enough time to get their appointment done and nobody's going to be sitting in their lap. So if it's the winter, I especially try to give a little extra time, because for their safety too. There were times I had somebody coming from over by me going all the way out to the salon, and we're both driving through that mess just to get to the salon because I can't work from home and I can't go to their house. So ideally, I want something closer to home, especially because then it opens up the option of finishing the grocery store, you know, like today, working, well, like tomorrow, Wednesday here, yeah, today now. If I work 7 to 3 at the grocery store, if I can get there within, you know, a half hour, I still have the evening to do some appointments. Whether it's one color or a couple of cuts or something, you know. Just so many things that I want to try that I never tried because money got in the way. It was always about the money and not being booked and this and that, and I lost my and where I was. You know, the environment with all the conversation and the drama and crap that creeped into that place. I always wanted to just leave the place. I didn't want to stick around. want to fail. I want to rent that chair, and I want to fail doing it, but I want to try it. Because at least if I fail there, I will get a lot of experience doing it. And that's what I need. I need to get behind that chair. I need to do people's hair. I need to be in a place like that, meeting people like that. At least I'm hoping I need that. I want to do that. Oh man, I have options. I have options. They're really good ones, but I have options. And I'm very happy about that. Keep trying to get me to sign up for you. You're pre-approved. Okay, well, if she'll take payment via credit card, I will grab that credit card. I have two of them to pay her with. Of course, I'm better off not getting another card. I got to be careful not to have to pay too many payments. But like right now, my the product cards for getting hair color, I've got both of those currently paid off, but I still have the cards, so I can restock myself. I always wanted to have a salon that kind of looks like a house on the side of the road, and if that's what I can get into, something's going on over here on Facebook. That's a react. You know, you're just reacting. That's not. All right, 1 second. One second, I'm gonna do that for a second while I open this. Alright, so this is the place that's contacting me. So it's kind of like, you know, a house by the side of the road here on a very busy main road. I had always wanted to get a place like this and be able to live above it. You know? That's kind of what I always envision a house like this on the road and be able to live above my business. I want that place. I want to get in there. She asked me, I want it. Oops, sorry. And I guess there was a cop car nearby too. I got a hot load of buttermilk here. I gotta get to where it's going. Apparently they need buttermilk for making, maybe they're making wing sauce and they need some buttermilk. Or maybe they're making ranch. Because we're going down here to the Tabasco plant on Avery Island. Stop for the train? Yeah, of course. Santa memes. I just hope that when I get there, you know, when I do go meet her, it's not like she's not asking more than one of the really expensive suites. Because I was paying $800 for the suite I had. And I was barely doing that. I could probably do that again, but it doesn't look like she's got any available. I need to reinvent myself, though. I don't want to be the business name I was using before. I want something different. I might even have to change my Facebook name and stuff like that. I got a load of buttermilk. Who wants it? You want it in that shack over here, don't you? Something or other. You want it over there, don't you? Yep. Oh, you want me to tuck it behind the forklift? Of course. So you get away from the forklift. Oh, slow down. Now we gotta tuck it behind it. Alright, we're in there. We're in there. Just slow down. Slowly roll. That's only because they gave me so much room to start from. What am I doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Let's check the services. No, that's I want the cheapo. It doesn't work unless it's the cheapo. All right, here. Let's pay back some of these smaller loans. Okay, pay this one. And then pay this one. So that you're not paying as much. If you do this, it's cheaper to pay the biggest one, so alright, so that's good. Alright, I'm going to have to say goodnight here, so thank you to Esha Rose for stopping by. And thank you to anybody else who's been watching today. And hopefully Freebird's feeling better soon. And, you know, hello to Daniel. And here, let's go ahead and, even though we didn't see him, let's do this. And alright, so thank you to those who were watching, and hope everybody has a good day and a good night, and hope to see y'all in the next one you're able to make it to. Hopefully by then I'll have some better news, and wishing y'all no tangles, and keep shining, and bye-bye for now.